Hey, all you drivers, welcome to the Estopengo channel. And the best way to use the racing line? What's the best way to use the racing line? And before we get started, I need to give a brief introduction. I swear this will be the only video where I do this introduction, okay? If you don't know me, my name is Bruno Fernandez, maybe known as Calvo or also as Careca. And I'm very pleased to announce that today we will start a series of videos on driving, specifically driving tips for Formula One. The Stop and Go channel was initially focused on the driving tips, but it was about go-karting, real go-karting, not virtual motorsport. I started to drive well, I began to become a go-kart champion, but I've always loved Formula One. And then came the league, the Formula One League here at Stop and Go. All right. Initially here to help me with the videos, we will have Alan Amarante. He is already a two-time champion of our elite grid here, and in fact the first and second examples we will use today are his videos. And the last example is a video of mine. So let's get straight to the point. What's the best racing line? The first question you might be asking is, but what's the best racing line? Isn't it about the line? It is, and it isn't. There are two moments. And how do I find out, Bruno? How am I going to do it? Two ways. Practice, 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 practice. You need to love racing to sit your butt in the cockpit and play, train, and improve, all right? Other ways are by studying videos like this one, videos from any driver. Just open YouTube and search for them. Belgium, hot lap GP. So let's go, let's hit the track. And look there, for now he's on the racing line. Let's see how he handles Eau Rouge. He goes down, goes up, he stepped out a bit and then got back on the line. You got it. But the big insight is, but I'm going to gain 0.1. I'm not going to gain 0.1. Why would I gain it? 0.1? A race that has approximately 22 laps, like in Belgium, if you gain 0.1 on each lap, by the end of the race, you're essentially 2.2 seconds less in total time overall. So you gain 0.1 in one lap, 0.050 in another, and 0.2 in the next one. In the end, you're 10 seconds faster in an entire race. 10 seconds in Formula One, it's an eternity, so let's go. Notice that what I'm going to talk about in this video is a detail. It's a little detail that makes a difference. And look here, for now he's almost on the line, but he's already stepping out. He's still following the line here. At this moment, he's already there. Whenever we speak, follow the line, we will base ourselves on the following. Let's adopt as a standard in this video, this antenna here on the car, which I painted yellow, and also the other standard will be the line itself, and we're always going to base it on the middle of the line. So, but just that little bit already saves time. Yes, it already saves time. Maybe I'll win another one. Corner less in the other, but you'll still gain time, all right? So, keep watching here as we exit Eau Rouge. Look here again, just like this. He's out, you see? Does it save time? It saves us time. So let's go, another moment here. He's practically on the line, but he's not on the line. He's using the minimum amount of track possible to avoid invalidating his lap and to gain time. Let's release and head to the end of this straight. It's time for the corner. Notice how it completely changes here. So what do I have to explain to you? The racing line gives you a geometric line, which would be roughly the shortest path. However, above Formula One track, it's not a carpet, it's not a straight thing. It has undulations, it's asphalt, there are bumps on the track, there are climbs, there are descents, there are moments when it will be better to trace. There is the issue of late apex, early apex, but we will have another video about this here soon, okay? So make sure to follow the channel, spread the word, share it with your friends, and look from here how the racing line changes. I'm going to release the three corners in sequence here for us to analyze. Look at this. How he's always off the racing line. And why is this done here? What do we have coming up? We're coming from a long straight, so we're going to brake as late as possible, and then to take advantage of that, you're going to cut this corner to gain time. Also, remember that I mentioned there are moments of uphill and downhill. This is one of those moments. There's a little uphill, then there's a slight downhill here, very minimal, smooth, it's not a steep drop. And there's also the issue of getting traction on the car. Gaining time, all of that is involved. Close the corner here. And why do we open up? The driver opens up. Every faster driver takes this corner wider. Here, why you use the maximum of the track. With that, you'll be able to carry more speed. Even though you're taking a longer line, you'll be able to accelerate earlier and gain speed sooner. So, every corner that comes before long straights, The sooner we accelerate, the better, because we carry more speed into that corner. And there, for that reason, you need to understand what an early apex and a late apex are. And we're going to have a video about that soon here, as I mentioned. And then I use the maximum of the curb, and he does those 3 corners in a row really well. Now we come to an example here of a corner that we simply respect. The line, which is really the racing line of the game, is the ideal one. There's no way around it. Look, see how the little antenna is practically in the middle of the line most of the time. Shall we see it again? Look, he opens up a little more here to gain space to get better traction. But look how the car is practically always in the middle. Look at this moment that I paused, for example. That's how we're going to do it. Testing, watching videos of others, exchanging ideas, hanging out with friends and improving driving skills. We moved from Belgium to the Netherlands. This next corner, for example, is one that you have to take on the racing line. There's no way around it. Really, that's the ideal racing line. That's it, done. You don't have to... He did it here just like that. Look how it's more or less in the center. He went a bit wide. Was that better? I don't know. We'll find out while driving. We took one, we're illustrating it here, but maybe it was better. Why? Because he went a little wide, because he gained more speed. That's something you're going to have to figure out for yourself, okay? Go out driving and discover what works best for you. I paused the video here. Look, this is also a bit off. Look how it's a bit off, see? He's a little to the left, stepping on the curb using the track over here to shorten the path. He manages to use the track available, and that's what I mentioned. I'm going to win 0.050. It's 0.050 here, 0.1, 0.2. At the end of the race, it was 10 seconds less. At the end of the video, stick around, because at the end of the video, I'm going to show you, take a race, any race, the final result, and illustrate what 10 seconds less would mean in the difference of a race, okay? This turn here is a fantastic example of how we shouldn't follow the line. Why do we take this turn wider like he's doing and then tighten it up? Why? Because by opening up more initially the turn, as it's being done here, we're gaining final speed up ahead. We have to think ahead in motorsport. So what's after this turn? There's a straight section, there's even a DRS zone. So the sooner you accelerate here, the better. That's why if you use the line, I use the line too. The Amaranth uses the line and runs really fast. You can't follow it strictly. If you follow the line strictly, you won't be a fast driver. Okay, so open up the turn here, then tighten it, and you'll see that he's going to close in on the final part of the turn. He's going to take a different apex here and gain time for this little straight that follows. Let's go see. Look how he tightens up, passing really close to the curb, almost like he's cutting from the outside line to the inside. Look how the little antenna is already over to this side. And then you can get on the throttle earlier and carry more speed here all the way to the end. From the straight here, I stayed on the straight, but it's important. Another important point. Whenever you use the line, you have to notice what the ideal braking moment is. And for that, don't just rely on the line. Take, for example, references of the track, like the start of this curb here, which a lot of people use as a braking point. This applies even to driving for you who are close right up against another driver where you can't see the line. And sometimes you need to have another reference to avoid an accident, to not spin out your teammate and to not ruin your race. At this moment here, besides that point, which is the braking point, practice both timing and the Grand Prix mode, a simulated race, to know where you're going to brake in each corner. Take other references. Don't just rely on, oh, it turned red, I'm going to brake. It's not always like that, okay? But it's just a little finger, remember, from the Yo1 that wins every lap. Look, keep adding it up, okay? So how's it going? And this is a corner that completely changes the racing line. Shall we take a look? Look how he attacks the curb. Don't follow the racing line. And there he goes again, cutting in. This is how this corner should be taken. Let's take another look. He braked there. Let's attack the curb because we want to shorten the path here. And you really want to hit that curb hard to gain time. Even though the car lifts up and loses contact with the ground, you'll gain time because you'll be able to carry more speed and shorten the distance. And then after that, he already keeps to the right. And it's the same idea as the previous corner, there, that one to the left. Why do we open up more? What's up ahead? There's another small straight. So the sooner we accelerate, the better. And then he's going to cut the line, stick to the curb, and accelerate as soon as possible. Look at his throttle bar here. The sooner you accelerate, the better, because there's a small straight ahead. All right, so we've arrived here at an example. This is a video of me. I was racing, training offline. Why is it that in this, the curve here isn't the ideal line? Answer that question there. 1, 2, 3. Time. Because we're going to use the maximum of the track here. Do you want to take the corner in a smaller space or in a bigger space? Can you carry more speed when the track is wide or when the track is narrow? When the track is wide. So we widen the track by using as much of the track as we can here. In the case of Portugal, look where I place my car with the little antenna here, the car's antenna here, and the racing line. Do you see how I'm completely off? The middle of my car is off the track, it's on the curb. So we use the maximum of the track because, like I said, do you want to take the corner in a small space or a bigger one? And then next, look how I cut in. It's minimal, just a tiny cut. Look how the racing line is over there and I'm more to the right. It's that thing, oh, 0.1 doesn't make a difference. Yeah, it doesn't make a difference. Let's go. So it's another interesting curve. The same idea as the curves over there in the Netherlands. Why did I open up more to make it tighter? What do we have ahead? Another straight. So we're going to open up and I'm doing the same thing. I cut the line coming in. Look there, see how I'm already inside the line? Why? I'm accelerating earlier. From the back, got it? And then we're going to do it normally here, the rest up to this corner. And this is a corner that really is where the racing line actually goes. Really, the racing line is ideal. I get a little distracted there, but the ideal is really the racing line, okay? And this next turn here, this one to the right, is really good. It's a fantastic example. Look how I'm completely off the racing line. I open up and then close in. I go really close to the curb, cutting the line to the inside. Why? What do we have ahead? True. No, we don't have a straight. We have 1 turn, 2 turns, but they are turns that we take with the pedal to the metal. So the more speed. If I load up here earlier and accelerate for a longer time, I'm going to gain on my lap. Shall we let it go? Look there, pedal to the metal the whole time. And there, we finish. Okay, did you like the content? Leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks a lot and see you next time, guys. So as promised, let's say you gain 10 seconds. You, for example, are this driver here from Aston Martin. If you had gained 10 seconds, what would you have done? So not 28, but 18 total race time. Would you move up? And there, to here, to the position of this driver here with 10 seconds less. Now let's say that you, I don't know, let me think of a cool example. This one here, for instance, this Mercedes driver here, instead of doing 43 in total race time, you would have done 33.954 and would have finished in this guy's spot here.